Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your full-time Fans React show. Let me know if you can hear us. We have got sound our end, but hopefully you'll have sound your end. Don't forget you can support this platform through Ko-Fi, links in the chat, description, and in the pinned comments if you're watching this back. They've got us. There we go. Right. I am joined by Mr.
Back.
Alex Wilson.
We're back.
Following a more entertaining 0-0, a thriller of a 0-0, but a 0-0 the same.
It was.
Alex, what did you make of the 0-0 today?
We all over them again. Typical town result. Good football from us, and I'm fed up of flipping shit one and League One and poor referees, poor defenders that think to beat us they've got to go down because they can't do anything flipping else. The fact that their goalkeeper and their defender went down the exact same time because they cannot beat us, that shows how good we are. And I'm fed up of being done over by these teams that think the only way they can beat us is to shit-hours. Come and play us, come on.
Well, they can't play us, but you were talking, while we were on mute there about the referees, League One referees. You didn't feel the referees today was particularly good.
No, we've had the linesman on our side in front of the Cobble stand. If he hadn't taken a decision, then I could walk before he could make a fucking decision. So that's how bad his that was. If the his flag up anything other than the ball's out of play, then where are you?
Obviously, the major talking point will be the offside goal towards the end. From my perspective, he put the flag up the moment Luke Wolfenden touched it, so it's Luke Wolfenden he flagged, not Macaulay Bonne.
I've got to be fair, from where I am in the North Stand, the fans had gone up, so I couldn't see it, so I haven't got a right to make a decision, or I haven't got a right to make a comment on the decision because I didn't see it. So, I'll stand up for myself and say, look, I can make those points I've made before, but if I didn't see it, I can't make a call on it. So,
is it not just a case of two fairly matched teams in League One with every inch of quality each?
I think so, to a certain degree. What I said even before, that it was two teams that were scared to make a mistake, I think,
Yeah.
Because it was I think it was two teams that were right, let's take a point rather than push and make three. But, at this point right now, 1 point, it's not good enough. We need to push on, especially with results that gone how they have today.
Yeah, well, this is it. We're not playing. We're playing catch up. I believe Plymouth will win or have won.
From what I've heard, Portsmouth have won.
Portsmouth just played.
Sorry, no. From what?
He's that angry about the referee, ladies and gentlemen. He's that angry. All he's seen is the referee in his mind.
Tell you what, that beats back him on the pitch when he wants him. That's on par with last week.
Absolutely. Sam Morsey, obviously, wasn't himself. Then went down. Then went off the pitch. Big miss. How did you rate Tom Carroll?
Tom Carroll is Tom Carroll. He can.
That's a fairly accurate description, isn't it? Tom Carroll is Tom Carroll. What does that mean?
He can
pack up for.
He can pick the pass out, but he doesn't give us that same forward momentum that Mordy does. That's why I said on Wednesday that it should be a Luco in that position, because at least a Luco plays forward, whereas for me, Tom Carroll is too much for everything he does. There's still things he doesn't do.
Yeah. And I can see that.
And for me, it's we need time to push us forward rather than have that time and wait and put a ball out. So for me, Aluka was the better shout.
Okay. Before I bring Coxie in to have his say, playoffs, alive, dead.
My heart, as a Town fan for 20 years, says yes, let's do it. My head is on the curtain says, I think we're done.
You think we're done? Coxie, I'll bring you in on that one. Are we done? Is the playoff push, is it done, as Alex just said? Only 5 points. It was 3 points. We've lost 2. So is it done? Is it done?
Not to its mathematically, no, but no, I can't see why Portsmouth actually played for a point today, because that result.
Well, they've got 2 games in hand, haven't they? So it suits them,
Okay.
to be fair, about the 2 games in hand.
Yeah, well, okay, perhaps I can see why they did it, Paul. But the results have gone against us today.
How did you see the game from your perspective? Was it as bad as as Alex sort of painting their referee decisions hurt us a little bit? What do you think?
It was pretty obvious earlier on that we was not going to get anything out of that referee today. No, he didn't even have a look at the penalty appeal towards the end. He was just not interested at all.
2 penalty appeals.
2 penalty appeals, yeah.
He waved both away, so he definitely saw them. Is in the sense of he acknowledged the appeals. I don't know if either were. One of them maybe a push handball, but from your perspective, the talking point is that goal. Lots of talking around here about who he flagged. For me, it was Luke Wolfenden he flagged.
Well, I'm pretty much looking at it from the other side of you, Gov, and it looks all right from my side. But
it looked fine from my side. It looked like Luke had finally time to run. That said, Luke Wolfenden in the first half, how was he missed?
Yeah, true. But
he seemed he should have scored it in the miss, and he's put it up for a throw nearly.
Yeah, well, that's football. So that's why he's the defender, not a striker.
Well, that's a very true description. Where do we go from here? Because we've got quality within the ranks. We're just the final bit of business end of the season. It's just we're falling short. Do you think?
It's obviously we are just going to fall into that at 7th, 8th, 9th place, probably where we are. We're just going to be there. We're close, but as I said, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and we are just going to fall short.
We are.
Right, yeah.
Sam Morsey.
Sally, yeah.
As I was saying to Alex, didn't seem himself for the time he was playing. Always seemed, for me, half a yard off it. What a warrior to even attempt it.
It was a gamble. We thought it was to start. Susie went down and had a bit of treatment there. He wasn't. After that, he was, as he said, he was just out of it. We lost him. Yeah. So
who was your man of the match?
Hard to pick, really. I mean, they all done all right, but all right's not good enough. Man of the match, I don't know, really. I can't really pick anybody who sort of stood out. Nobody had a particularly bad game, I thought.
I might disagree with that one in a second when I bring the cruncher in, but just lacked that little bit of magic, didn't we?
Yeah, we're going back to them days at the moment, yeah.
Just like somebody to come up with something. To be fair, Connor Chaplin seemed the more likely in that second half. Yeah. He was here, there and everywhere, busy, tidy.
Yeah. Worked his bits off, yeah.
How did you rate his performance?
Probably if he was going to get the man, it would be him for that reason. He worked his bits off. Yeah,
he did. Rich, 0-0. You've walked over saying it's over. Is it over?
Yes, season's done. There's too much to do. Too many teams have got too many games in hand, Martin. It's a pipe dream. If we're hanging on, aren't we?
We are.
But I will say today, there was only one team on that football pitch trying to win the game.
Preach it.
Portsmouth, look. Oh. Look, Portsmouth. Look, Akron and Stanley come down here.
Who?
Shithouses.
Yes.
Cheltenham come down here.
Because nobody can compete with us. As Alex said, nobody can compete with us.
Portsmouth, a bigger club in this league who need to win the game. I know they've got 2 games in hand over us. And they 2
it was a not get beat game for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought they were poor. And I'll tell you what, I like Danny Cowley. Not after today.
That was a rugby team, not a football team.
Horrible to watch.
That was we've seen nearly enough the whole division come down, and they were the most thuggish for me today. They were a thug side.
Yeah, didn't help the referee.
If it moved, they kicked it, ball or otherwise.
Colin Chaplin, every time in the second half he went by someone, he chopped him down.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you got Danny Cowley at the end there. I don't know how he stayed on the touchline.
Well,
you can't be doing. You can't be doing that.
And normally, I wouldn't let a 14-year-old swear, but Ollie was. Yeah, he's calling him. Yeah.
You, as a manager, you can't be doing that.
No, you can't. You can't do that. But he got away with it, didn't he?
He did get away with it. In fact, Thompson got the yellow card first.
He booked him.
Then he got the booking for the mouthing off.
Curtis, didn't he? Booked Curtis.
Then he booked Cowley for mouthing off. Because he was still going at Dominic Thompson.
Well, Thompson had lost his head a little bit, didn't he?
Well, you would do, wouldn't you? Because you don't expect to be
It's disappointing. But I thought we were pretty decent second half. And it's hard, and we didn't really create. Selena had a good chance, didn't he?
He disappointed me.
Yeah, I thought
Big game Bursan again was missing in a big game.
Yeah, possibly, but I just thought
He was.
I just thought they didn't want to play, and they were just spoiling. And it was like we got a big crowd down here, and it was a bit of a damp squib on it in the end.
It was too good. It was two teams with quality each just cancelling each other out. It was
I did say that last night. I thought it'd be a draw. Didn't really. It's probably better for them than it is for us.
Big time.
What are we, 5 points?
Yeah, 5 now.
With 8
was
games
3
to
now,
go.
5. It's still, obviously mathematically it's still possible. It was a 4% chance anyway about a week ago. We've just hurt ourselves. That's all. We've just hurt ourselves a little bit. That's all we've done is hurt ourselves.
I thought Cameron Burgess, man of the match today.
Oh, phenomenal!
He was excellent. The whole back four. I thought Thompson had a good game.
Yes.
I know people are going to compare him to Burns unfairly, I think, because
he had a bad game by his comparison.
West Burns?
Yeah, by his standards, by his high standards.
They didn't give no space. He didn't get in behind them.
No, but one of those opportunities towards the end. I was screaming, take a touch. Just take a touch. You haven't got to snatch at it. You got the whole road near enough.
It was a shame with Morsey because the game plan there second. I know Colin said that Aluko should have come on earlier, but he couldn't really risk that final substitution, could he?
No, we were tired. Sam Morsey, warrior effort, but should he have played?
Hindsight is a great thing, and he probably shouldn't. But he give it a go. When he went down after 8 minutes, he was done, and he stayed on for another 10
I told you he was done, and you sent laughing emojis through there.
I didn't reply. At all. But I said he couldn't run. He probably wanted to play.
But it was always half a yard behind.
The medical
you could
staff.
tell it was heavily strapped as well.
Yeah,
heavily strapped.
Colin said he was strapped up. But
Heavily
it's one of them things that I don't think he'll play much more this season.
No, you can't do. You can't make that.
I think
much
that's him
worse.
done. Edmondson done. I thought Tom Carroll had a decent game when he came on. I thought he got better as the game went on.
Which is a difference
Yeah.
how he normally is, because normally he gets worse as the game goes on.
I thought he had a better game than Big T today. I thought he...
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Big T was actually a real menace in that midfield. He was a real presence. Real presence was Big T today, man.
I thought
presence.
I thought he was sloppy in possession a lot of times.
He's a cunt, bro.
I'll tell you what, I cannot disagree with Callie. Cannot disagree.
Cowley, there you, Matt. No, Colin, come and have a chat with Rich. Run off the show for me.
Hello, how are you, Rich?
Come on in.
I
This way.
can't disagree with much Richard said. Really, I feel deflated. Rather than angry, because my team played okay. In fact, they played better than okay. I agree with Rich. What Rich said, they are. I said it the other day. I rate them as just about an average or just above average first division side, and that's what they are, and they proved that today. And I agree exactly what Rich said about Cowley. How he conducted himself today. He really should. You shouldn't be able to look at yourself in the mirror tonight, really, because that is not how you conduct yourself as a manager at any level.
It's like non-league. That was like non-league
terrible.
standard
Terrible.
for him and his brother whistling away. That is where Kieran McKenna. You look at them two managers.
Yeah.
On the
Chalk and cheese.
touchline.
Chalk
Yeah.
and cheese.
Kieran is a class act, and you'd never see him behaving like that.
No.
Whereas, look, if he wants to do it and the ref lets him get away with it, look, fair play to him. But he was still going on after the end of the game, wasn't he? Still going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich. What I just said to Matchday, I was a little boy. I said to him just before they departed. I said to him, I said, keep your head up. I said, if we are, and I haven't given up yet, if we are still in this league next season, we've still got Kieran and predominantly most of the squad together. We've got to be looking at top two, because look, our record under Kieran has just been second to none in this league. I mean, I know Portsmouth have been revving that up, but I mean, I watched those two teams today, and they're chalk and cheese. They really are. Ipswich are a footballing side. Portsmouth are, they'll hang in there, that kind of thing. But they're not the side town. They just aren't.
But we're still lacking. I know
Yeah,
Martin.
I know what
I know Martin said it before.
Yeah.
And I think we've touched on it. We've all touched on it.
Mm-hmm.
The two number 10s.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work, does it, Martin? Yeah, but we can't keep saying that. No, but we can't say that. Twitter in the last few weeks, Selena, sign him up. He has a poor game, and then, he's shit again. No, we can't keep doing that,
I was just saying to the lads behind the camera.
Can't keep doing that.
These are the games you paid the big money for for a player like Person to win you the points. Not Crew, not Ackroyd and Stanley, not Fleetwood, not Morecambe.
But they're all worth 3
This
points.
game.
They're all worth 3 points.
These type of games are the games you pay the big money for.
I didn't think he was terrible. I didn't think he was terrible by any stretch of the
no.
imagination.
But who was going to score the goal more likely, Selena or Chaplin? Did you feel through the course of that game?
I thought Selena had a better game than Chaplin.
There you go.
I thought he had a better game.
And that's the beauty of football.
Chaplin's... Look, I'm a big Connor Chaplin fan. I think sometimes he's doing them little flicks when he just needs to secure the ball. I thought he got better as the game went on. But like I did say to you, every time in that second half, when he got away from a Portsmouth player, they fouled him, Colin, every single time, you know.
I'll tell you one thing has just come to me mind about, we were talking about their tactics today. A side that came here this season who are up there, who played equally the same as Portsmouth, were Oxford United. Oxford United had those tactics as well.
True.
And that for a side.
Or is it streetwise? You're on the road, you've taken a point,
there is that,
and away you go.
There is
I don't know.
But when you're a side like Oxford and they've been ripping it up, scoring goals, got a little leaking a lot of goals, I've got to say, but scoring a lot of goals like Pompey have, why don't you just come to places and show what you're all about?
Because they probably know that we are a better football side.
That's what we've always said.
That's why they played like that.
Yeah.
But like we got in the week, Michael Appleton saying we're the best team in the league. Yeah, but the best team in the league shouldn't be ninth in the table, Colin, really. If you're saying that, you've got the best team, you've got the best squad, we're ninth. Yeah. At the end of the day...
Because we don't...
But also, Rich, on the back of that, and I've never disagreed with you, Rich, you know that, but on the back of that, and I think you'll agree with this, we haven't had Kieran McKenna all season.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if we'd had Kieran McKenna all season, we would not be ninth. Well, I really do believe that, Rich. And I think you do.
If buts and maybes, that's...
Absolutely.
What is that, one goal in, 8 or 9 games conceded?
9, isn't it?
Yeah, we never even looked like conceding that, to be honest with you.
We don't,
could have had a cup of tea with me.
We don't give a lot of chances up, do we, in games?
Don't create many though either.
No real.
That's where
clear cut. I think we scored 19 goals, and I think Is that 15 games now? Kieran's been in.
Yeah.
So that's where we need to be. Look, we know where the problems are, and we'll address that in the summer.
And personally, I've got to say something about Burgess. The other night when Edmondson went off, there was a few people in and around me who were going, Burgess is coming on. I was going, what? I said, the boy's a good footballer. He's a good defender. Give him a chance. And he's come on today, and I'm not just underlining what Rich said. I said it all day today when I was watching that game. I'll tell you what, Cameron Burgess is probably one of the best defenders, one of the left-sided defenders in this league. He is quality. I'll tell you, he's so assured, and he's a good defender. I've got no problem with him whatsoever.
But that shows you what riches we've got. And we should have done a whole lot better. We're probably going to finish 9th or 10th. That's where we're going to finish. We ain't going to get a lot higher than this.
Probably right.
Anyway, one thing I will say today, Martin Royster was at the game, Matt. I could not hear anything he said. So if you miss what he said and you're watching, don't forget, 8 p.m. Tuesday night, Martin Royster live on Talking Town.
Well, I'll tell you what, to underline that, I'd like to just say, underline what Rich just said. I couldn't hear a word what he said either, and the sooner we get this PA system sorted out, the better.
You see, whereas me and Ben in the Cobblestone were literally pinned to the back wall with what Martin Royster was talking about.
I couldn't hear a word.
I can still hear it in my ears. It was that loud. It was absolutely ridiculous. But there we go. Oxford apparently beat Shrewsbury with 9 players missing. Someone sent the chat. Rob Smith in the chat.
9 players missing.
According to Rob Smith in the chat, was that right? 9 players did Rob Smith say were missing for Oxford? Yeah. So
Well,
either way, we've not done enough today to get ourselves 3 points. Again, and we'll unpack it more tomorrow. But final thought.
My final thought is,
one last thing we'll call it.
Yeah, my final thought is this. Look, I feel deflated. I don't feel angry. I feel deflated today.
Yeah, I've noticed
the difference. Yeah. I feel deflated. But I'm going to Oxford next week with 17, 1800 hours. And look, let's put it another way. If we'd have won today, which a lot of people probably thought we would do, and drew at Oxford, would we have took that? I think we probably would.
Yeah.
So if we draw them today and we go to Oxford, think positively and get 3 points at Oxford, I think we'll be happy with 4 points out of those 2 games as long as we win at Oxford. and then beat Plymouth. And I think that wouldn't have been a bad,
The problem will be is
7
that
or 10
Oxford
days.
will know. Neil,
Colin, are you saying the playoffs are over now?
Absolutely not.
you never would.
I'm
You
not
never
giving
would.
them up. Not
It
giving them
could
up.
be-
Not until it's not until it. Rich,
The West Ham's not burnt down yet.
to answer Rich's question, not until it's
The thing
mathematically
is, though,
impossible.
Colin, you say that about Oxford, and you are right, and I take the point. But Oxford know we need the result more than they do. For them, it's just not a get beat. So you might see a performance from them at home as they did away from home.
I think you're 100% right, but please, Kieran, I ain't going to pick your side for you. But I tell you what, I think Sonny needs to be starting next Saturday.
Maybe
really
if
do, I
Guinevere
really do.
set of balls number 3 comes up, Sonny Aluko might well play, but who knows? Because it's done with the lottery, isn't it? Surely.
That's true, yeah, true.
There we go. Right, we're done. We're dusted. We're back tomorrow, 1:30 to
Take
unpack
care.
it even more. Myself, Matt, and Rich. Coxie, when you're ready, please, sir.
Don't forget Tuesday night, Martin Roycer.
Martin
Royce,
Royce.
apparently it's Tuesday night, Richard.